Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Face to Face. Korea. When I say to you Korea, what goes in your mind? For most of you, it might be K-pop. So today we're going to talk about K-pop, but we are going to talk about K-pop in a different way. We're not just going to talk about the artist and the trending itself, because K-pop is naturally can also bring you so many advantages. So today we have Rena, and we're gonna talk to her about K-pop. Hi Rena,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm doing great today.
So can you please introduce yourself to the viewers?
Hello, I'm Rena. I'm a student also in Bina Nusantara University, taking the double degree major of System Information and Business Management. And I'm also a K-pop lover and a head of local fan base for Korean Idol.
Okay, so what is K-pop if rather than just a Korean pop? Can you elaborate more? What is K-pop really?
Maybe for some people who's only familiar with K-pop, starting from the Gangnam Style Fever from Psy, it is of course Korean pop, but it's more than that. It's a pop culture. So in Indonesia, before Korea is booming, there is also Mandarin pop and also Japanese pop that is very hype, and it's like a trend. Now they are changing it into Korean pop for now. And then
when is it exactly the Korean pop, and what caused that trend? Like, is there any spark or probably an artist who come here and then it starts all the Korean pop wave?
I think before, as we know, the trend is from the F4 for the Chinese pop, and then there's Japanese drama that's starting the Harajuku Fever, and then now we are still in the Korean fever. I think it started from the Korean drama that aired on a local news, local TV, and local TV called Full House.
Yeah,
Full House.
Exactly.
I think it was on early 2000s. Rain is the main artist who is actually a singer, and that he acted on the movie with Song Hye-kyo. And then because of the quality of the story that is easily accepted by Indonesian people, I think people are starting to have interest with Korean artists and Korean drama and also music, because the soundtrack for the movie, for the drama, it's really, really popular. So people are starting to search for the song, and then they get to know other artists on Korean artists.
Okay, so from your perspective, how do you see the influence of K-pop? Like how big it is? Like we got so many influences in Indonesia. For example, we have some internet viral video, or we have some dance move, as we know in the news. But again, K-pop, how influencing is that?
I think K-pop and overall they. The Korean government used K-pop to globalize their country. Like everything is related to K-pop. I mean, for the travel, and then also gadget and communication, they use idols to promote globally, and then. They influence the business market because it's highly popular. Even the Indonesian brand, like the coffee one, they use Korean Idol because it's, even though they are not from Indonesia, they are really, really popular in Indonesia. So globally, Korean artists is very acceptable. It's more acceptable rather than the other Asian area. And Indonesia also one of the biggest area that got influenced by that. I mean, before the brand, like, can I say brand name?
Sure.
Okay, like for business wise, Japanese used to be the lead in the market, right?
Yes.
So right now, before Sony and Panasonic is still a lead market. like the market leader. But now Samsung and LG is more popular than Sony or Panasonic. So I think we could see the impact not only on the popular culture, but also on business.
Okay, so, but is there any relevancy, like we see Samsung as a technological development, while K-pop is about music? And from what I see from the TV, there used to be this show where they show it intensely, like the K-pop, like everywhere it's K-pop. Even my sister, like she really loves K-pop. But again, now like in 2015 to 2016, like I see the downside of
Like
it.
a flop.
Like a flop. It's not really trending anymore. Can you explain that?
I don't think it's not trending. It's because other things are also trending. So when you're not into K-pop, you don't see them. But if you are into K-pop, you still see that it's still hyped. It's still very popular worldwide. We could see that there's an event called the K-Con, and it's for global target. At first, they started in America, but now they also have event in Japan and Singapore, and also in Saudi Arabia or Abu Dhabi.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, so you cannot say that it's a flop, because you can see that the event is not only in America right now, they also globalize into the Saudi Arabia and also Europe.
So it's like they are covered by another trend, but the trend is still intense, but it's not really emerging again.
So it's like a phase of life, you know. Before, like emo band is like really hyped, so everyone could say that why is it on trend, like emo and screamo, and the fashion and style is also very, very hyped. So right now, maybe you cannot say that it's really hype, because the Korean style is not very distinct. Like, you know, you could know when people stereotype as emo, and then you could stereotype a person with a Japanese style because it's really unique. But Korean is more neutral in fashion-wise, so you cannot really say that it's not on trend anymore. It's because the trend is general. It's pretty general, so it's not very distinct.
But it's still there. Okay. And again, you said that you are the head of the fan base. Can you tell us more
Tell us about the fan base?
Uh-huh.
So I created a group. It's only a media to share about the idols that I love. And it's not the one that I'm using the shirt, actually, but it's for another artist that is a new artist called 17, and we are really popular online account. We got 20,000 followers, and we just started on November.
Okay, so we don't want to spoil everything to the viewers, so stay tuned on Face to Face, and we'll be back for more with Rena on K-pop. Welcome back to Face, and we'll talk more about K-pop and its culture. So we have talked to Reina about her being in a fan base, and as we can see, just like when you love someone, you can make everything out of it, including money or business. So we're going to talk more about the fan base to Reina. Welcome back.
Hello.
Okay, so tell us more about that fan base, that you are running this kind of social media to share and updates about the artists, what is their activity, their concert, and what else? How can you make something out of it?
So at first, I started the fan base because I really like this artist, but I don't know specifically more people, like the fans of the K-pop, is younger generation. So I'm considered old in this area. And then most of them are from junior high school to high school, and also some, like very little percentage, are from elementary school.
Okay.
And they are busy, right? I mean, they have schools from 7 to 3 or 7 to 5, and they need information. They need a one-stop place where they could get all the information they needed. And most of the account for the updates is still written in the original language, that is Korean.
Okay.
And they are not familiar with Korean or English. So I made a fan base page that is full in Indonesian, so people would easily understand and get updates about their idols in their mother language.
So you also learn Korean in order to
I
translate
have
it, or?
my team,
Okay.
so I mostly translated from English to Indonesian or Japanese to Indonesian, and then we have the translator for Korean to Indonesia and also Mandarin to Indonesia, because their activities is mostly on Japan, Korea, and China. And other area will be covered in English. So we updated the info in Indonesian.
Are you guys the pioneer of that news feed?
We're
K-pop in
we're
Indonesia?
not the pioneer, but we learn from the account that previously are available for the news. But they are more like a repost, account, and we are rewriting them. We are more like media, so we make article to get a better information rather than just like, reposting photos of their activities. So we actually write down what they are doing.
You make it original for you.
Yes.
Okay.
And we don't wait until someone translated the Korean into English and then we translate it into Indonesian. Mostly we go to the Korean news portal and then translated the news there.
Okay, I see. That's really good. So, as we can see that most of the people just love it, that I love this idol, I love this one person. And some of them become really hardcore fans that they sometimes endanger themselves or disturb the privacy of the idol, as we can see. How is your perspective towards that, and how can you give them some advice that this is not really about fandom or fangirl? Like
I think it's because of the most people, especially Indonesian, they are very passionate. Actually, the artists might see them for the first time, and everyone that I know who have a performance or live show in Indonesia, their comment is always, "Wow, the fans' energy and passion, we can feel them like really well." But that's only from the perspective of the idol who doesn't know what happens backstage. Like the fans in here, they usually queue for a concert or event from early in the morning, and I don't really recommend that because you would, I mean, there are some people who even stay overnight at the venue one day before the event because they want to get like the best position. But you sacrifice a lot of things. I mean, like a proper sleep and then a proper meal and then showers. It's really important. And on the event itself, they will don't lose their energy because they don't have like enough sleep, and also eating meals is really important to make you survive. I mean, I know you're just standing for 2 hours, but there's a lot of energy you express, right? So if you are queuing from early time, I don't recommend it. But the systems in here, even though you queue like that, because people doesn't go with the rules, it's still chaotic.
they will sometimes cut the line. Like
For someone who cut the lines, and if you know a person who works for the event, you could get like early entry and such. So it's hard in here, but it's also the people they're young. They don't really know what's right and what's wrong because they're young. And then also because they think, I mean, this is probably the only chance for me to meet the idol. So they are really, really showing their love in the wrong way. So, but it's because of the society, I think. And
is there any peer pressure?
Because I've been to concert not only in Indonesia. Like I went to the one in Japan, and everyone's like really, really good. I mean, no one's cutting the lines, and no one pushing you, and the event itself, you know, there are rules in Indonesia that you cannot take water inside, you cannot take food inside. Photograph is, everywhere is no good, but food and drinks in Indonesia is not good.
It's forbidden.
Yes, but the reason is because they usually throw the stuff everywhere. It's because
everywhere.
In other place, it's okay to bring waters and food because they know you will not put your trash on the venue. So if people could change that, you could actually survive the event better. I mean, a lot of people faint because they don't have enough water supply, but they are the cause of it because they throw away their trash everywhere. So it's really risky for the organizer. I mean, you could throw it to someone and then start a fight.
Yes.
So
exactly. So it's kind of like a rock concert, right?
Yes.
Where you will
like
go bumping and then
girls
fight.
is more scary because because you know if you are against boys. Oh, there's also a statistic of K-pop lovers that say only 3% is guy and 97% is girls. So you could see that. I mean, girls when they are mad, they don't use their logic, right? So it's really scary. You don't mess with a fangirl.
Okay.
It's even more dangerous than a rock concert.
Okay. So, as you said before, you're also a K-pop lover, but how do you express your love in a better way rather than sacrificing your health or yourself for that thing, for those things like those hardcore fangirls do? Like, what do you do, or can you contribute something?
At first, I also do it the normal way, like going to concert and buying their official merchandise. And then I started to find a better way, like because I'm a student, I don't have enough money to spend on all the merchandise. It's always coming every month or 2 months or 3 months. I mean, you need more money, right?
Yes.
And then I started to make my own business for that. I take group orders, and it's
for the K-pop.
Yes,
group
and
orders.
it's a non-profit one. So we just I know how hard it is to get money to buy the stuff. I mean, like, because we are international fans, the only way that we can show and express our love for our idols is by supporting them on their albums.
Merchandise and stuff like that.
Like, merchandise doesn't really count, but album is really important to win the music show and the award show. They all counted from the album sales. And then also ticket concert and showing a lot of interest is good. But the actual there's a story about this concert. The idol really have many fans in here, but because they are really young, they cannot afford the concert ticket. So the person who came to the concert is not even half of the capacity, and it's really sad for the idols, right?
So they pay for the ticket.
So a lot of organizers in here, they are reconsidering their option to bring Korean artists to Indonesia. They are popular. They have fans, but their fans doesn't have money to go to concert. So
that's the start. They come to Indonesia.
I see the trend here where you just want to come for the first time.
Yeah.
I mean, if this artist never came to Indonesia, the concert ticket will get sold out soon. But if it's their second time or third time, the concert doesn't really have a good sales, and for the real fans, they would prefer to go to Korea.
Okay.
So there's another business that I do, a tour.
A tour, like.
A tour.
Can you give a glance of it before the break, probably?
Yeah, I mean, there's a fangirl tour where you go visit all the places that the K-pop star used to eat. I mean, they have a cafe, like their parents' cafe.
Okay.
So we went there, and also for a concert. We usually go when there is concert.
Okay. So that's really interesting that we can actually make some business out of it. So stay tuned on Face to Face, and we'll be back with me, Barry, and Reina, and talking about K-pop. Welcome viewers, and welcome back to Face to Face. So we have talked about before about the business potential of this K-pop, which is unknown before. So we're going to talk more about it with Reina. Welcome back!
Yay!
Yay!
So previously we talked about the tour, the fangirl tour.
Yes, the fangirl tour.
So basically, because you cannot get this experience with a normal tour when they only visit like a popular place in Korea. But most of the fangirl, they want to go to Korea to meet their idols. So we make a tour for the concert and also music shows and also restaurants that the artists have, like the place that they hang out to, or the place that owned it by the family member. And also cosmetics. There's the trend in Korea. When you see cosmetics, they don't use girls to promote them anymore. They use a Korean boy group to promote. It's because like it's more attractive to the fans. I mean, I wanna become pretty, so Oppa will like me, like things like that. And also, so we go to the shop like that when they have special packagings with their idols printed on it, and it will be a hit. And other businesses, fan site.
Fan site. So
fan site.
Okay, wait. So we have to explain to the viewers probably what is a fan site.
This is something that is maybe not common for those who's not familiar with the Korean pop culture. Fan site is a fans who make website to get info, to give info to other fans. But unlike fan base, where we don't go directly to the place of the event, right? Let me, for the example, if I'm a fan site, I will be carrying around a camera with lenses like this big, and then go to every schedule of the idols and then take pictures of them and then give information to other fans. This is actually very good for the international fans because, only depending, if we only depends on the official site, we don't really get much information. They only posted about schedules. Okay, so this artist will have performance here and there at what time, but that's it. There is no preview unless it's from a TV or a radio. But offline event, we don't know anything about it if we only depends on the official site. So the fan site actually helps international fans and other fans who cannot come to the event to know about the updates of their idols. And in exchange, they get to sell the photos, like making a photo book or merchandise with the idol figure on it. And this is, there is two sides of every story, right? And most company who supported a fan site doing so will do great on business because it's promotion. It's like a free promotion
Yes.
for the company. They don't need to pay more to get advertising and such. But there are also a strict company who doesn't let fan site. It's okay to take photos, but they cannot sell the photos that they
Copyright.
take. Yes,
Okay.
for the copyright. But those company who have like a regulation like that usually is not very big because
Okay.
it's a mutual things. So when you have a lot of fan site that sell your item, it's gonna go back to your bank account because fan site usually do things called a group order for albums to go to fan sign. Fan sign is an event when you can go talk directly to your idols and have like sign on it.
Okay.
But to get into that event, you need to buy lots of albums. Like the more popular it is, the harder it is to get into the event. Let's say this idol, like EXO, they have around 2 million copy of albums sold. But to get into a fan sign, there is only 100% allowed to get inside. 100% out of all of the million fans they have.
100 people?
Yes.
Okay, 100 people.
100 people to get into,
Out
and
of
they have
everyone.
like billion, like million people are their fans.
Yeah.
So how to get into the event? You have to buy more albums. So at least you have to buy like 100 albums for each individuals per event. And when they have a promotion, it's usually 3 months. On every weekend, they have a fan sign event. So do the math. I mean, if one person at least have to buy 100 albums on weekend, and they only have like 100, like 100% who can go in. So there's a lot of albums. That's why they make like a group order. The fan site make a group order to sell the leftover albums that they need to get into the fan sign, and then in return they could get more photos of the event.
So, how profitable is this business? Do you think this is sustainable? Probably you can tell us more, like to the viewers.
I do this too, like taking group orders for album, and it's amazing how I actually got 600 album orders in just 3 days.
Okay.
That's personally by me, and we don't know about other person who do that. And you know, like the album price is really high, and if I get it from a direct supplier, so I could get like much lower price than the market, but I could still sell it with the original price that the other have sold them. So it actually gave me more than enough, rather than like I go like finish school and then find a job, like a normal job. Like how much did the company pay you? Like I could make it in a week.
Okay.
Like
that's
that.
really cool. And then, how about your market? Is it like mostly the teenagers, or is it various?
Like I think I'm a rare case because other fans are really young. So when they go into university life, it's hard. It's hard for them, right? Because you need to get together you have to know what you need to do after you finish school. And rather than high school, their goals is just like, I have to graduate from high school and get into a good university, that's it. But in university, you have to know what you will do after you finish university. So K-pop fans, usually the younger ones who doesn't have many concern, so they only think about, okay, I have to go to school, like I finish school, and then after that I could go streams and watch the videos and such. So since the person is younger, like younger generation equals to less money. So the thing is that I take like an installment system for the albums. So they get to pay half of it, and then I have to pay half of it. But when they pay me back, like I got profit. So it goes on and on like that, but it's enough for me.
Okay, that's really profitable. And how do you react to people when you say, let's say, I see you as a K-pop fan, and then a K-pop fan.
Yes, they have that, stereotyping.
Uh-huh.
It's not easy at first because I like K-pop way back before it's popular, like here. Right now, it's like, oh, it's common. Okay, you're a K-pop fans. But back then, when I was still in high school, it's really, really not common to like them. I actually like K-pop before it was popular, maybe around 2005.
Why?
Because it's interesting. It's just like something that this is something that I enjoy. You have things like that. I mean, people who like motorcycles or people who like hiking. Why do you like it?
Okay.
It's just because I like it, right? Because it clicks. And then I like it back then, but it's not popular. So it's way harder than it is right now. There is no HD videos. The internet wasn't that fast back then. And you don't have smartphone. So, of course, like people would think like, how do you get information for things that is really not common? Right now, they sell K-pop. They have like a K-pop section in music stores,
exactly.
but back then it's all imported.
Okay, so as we can see, K-pop, that it affects the mindset of people in Korea itself. Like, for example, how they want to do something with their physics because of the K-pop, and as Indonesian, like it's not really suitable with our culture. How do you see that?
This is a very sensitive issues because in Indonesia, I think it's related to religion, in which you cannot change your physicals if it's not meant to be. But for them, it's something very common. It's a gift that the parents give to their kids when, oh, you graduated high school. What do you want to change? Like their parents would say, so, oh, I want to get a new nose. Can I have that? Yeah, sure. Like it's something that the parents give as a gift for the success of their child, and they have a belief that when you have a better physics, you could have like a better life. So it's just different from the perspective. It's also from the parents to the kids, and sometimes it's a bit hard because they're really concerned about the physical, and also pushing very hard to the academic, like yes, the school life. The school life of Korean student is really, really, really hard. They go to school early in the morning and they finish at night, and after that they could go home like around 11, like 11 at night, and they have to do their homeworks until 1 in the morning. They have sleep and then they go back to school in the morning. And when you are young, if you are sleep more than 6 hours per day, they would consider you as lazy.
Okay.
It's really stressful, actually. So it's a reward, having like a good physique when people treat you better. So it's.
What is the influence of the K-pop music itself? Probably fashion, or probably the physical changing itself to the society. Do you see any influence, like the significant one?
For fashion, I think like the brand that is used by the artist gets more popular. I mean, even though, there is no K-pop brand, but the brand that used by the Korean artist will be more popular. There is a bag brand that were usually from German, I think, the MCM.
I don't know. Okay, the MCM.
Yes, the MCM brand. So they moved their factory from German to Korea, and then they use Korean artists to as an ambassador, and then they also make a special collaboration design, and then people now say that MCM is a Korean brand, even though it's not. It's like a K-pop most popular thing. And there's also other brands like Stasi or Supreme that.
Supreme.
Yes, or Hood by Air. Yeah, it's popular with Korean idols, and then even though it's not even Korean brand, but people are saying that this is a K-pop style, like that.
How about the attitude for them? Is there any significant shift for their attitude because of this K-pop music, perhaps?
I don't know much about attitude, but you know, the Korean trend is, I don't think it's common in Indonesia to do that, but there's like the gesture, you know, they say it's egyo. It's like meaning that you do
What is
like
it?
cute
Egyo?
egyo.
Egyo.
It's
Egyo.
egyo.
Okay.
It's like when you do like cute stuff to gain attention.
Okay.
Like, you know, like, oh, just say you like that. I mean, it's not common in here, right? It's like normal people would think, what the hell are you doing? But for them, it's like boys usually like girls who have lots of egyo, you know? Like, okay, when they could like say to their boyfriends like, oh, please buy me this. I mean, if you do that here, people would punch you in the face because like, oh my God, what are you? You're so disgusting. But you know, the trend is like that, so more people are copying that and being like cheesy with their lovers. Like
Okay,
that.
that's really interesting. Like, so what are you doing right now regarding the business of K-pop itself? Is there any event, specific event, or probably a specific product that trending now?
Products. For products, I think you have asked it before. Like, what's the trend?
Okay.
Like the seasonal. It's what's trending in Korea, right? For the artist merchandise, it depends on the season. Like it's summer now.
Okay, so that's really interesting, and we're going to talk more about the K-pop and its business in there, and it's really interesting. So stay tuned on Face to Face with Barry and Reina. Welcome back to Face, and we're going to talk more about the K-pop with Rena. Welcome back again. Yay! So, we've talked about the upcoming event. So, is there any upcoming event this?
Not this month, but like there's an Icon concert around September. I think it's on September. And then there's also a fan meeting of
How is it, like a conference?
No, it's like you know, the fan base I talked to you about. So this is the idols. They're coming here on August 20. And the ticket
How
sales.
about the fan organized
like the
event? Do you have any?
I'm not gonna organize for this event, but it's in the Asia tour, the Asia Pacific tour. So we are planning to send like a support to Korea rather than here, because if you make if you're sending gift here, they kind of take it back to Korea. So we decided to send our support to the concert in Korea, and it's gonna be on July. And we make several small projects to gather enough money to make this support, and we're gonna be sending like a donation, and it's gonna be like a rice rack, like a rice support. So we're gonna be donating rice under the name of 17.
Okay, so you organize the charity for them. You help them for charity. Okay, so actually, there's a lot of, as we can see, there's a lot of great things that we can do in K-pop rather than just that hardcore fandom and then just like that.
I mean,
but again, people still think like that.
Because they don't, you know, like, if you see it like this, let's say like a metal music fans, you see them as like, oh, that looks like a bad guy with long hair and such. That's stereotyping. But you never know that one of the artists that I really like, who is like in a metal band, actually is a very sweet guy. It's just the appearance. You never know what's going on back then. It applies the same as the Korean fans, like the K-pop fans in here. You only see them as like, why are you like screaming on TV, right? Because you never know what they do behind. There's a lot of great people that I know who is Korean music fans that do lots of charity. I have done like a charity for the WWF for tiger conservation, and then also like for ex-militant, like you know the yes, for the army, like people who used to go to war,
the
like
veteran.
Yes, the veteran one, and then we make a donation for them to support for their life, and then there's also a donation for people who have heart disease. We are doing it now. And then there's also like a donation of making a forest under the name, even though it's all under the name of the idols, they have like a good heart, you know?
That's really interesting because I hope that it will change the view of people that K-pop has something to do with goodness, right?
It just need more exposure.
Exactly.
Because people only see it one way.
So, do you have any advice for them?
Any advice is like you know, they are young, they have a lot of patience, they just don't know how to express them. So I think they could start joining like a group who do positive things under the name of their idols for a start.
Okay, that's really good. So we've learned a lot about K-pop, how it can give you money, how it can help someone, while some people see it as a bad thing. So we're going back with more interesting topics, so stay tuned on Face to Face and see you again next week with me, Barry.